Now, tonight, you have what we call a Cy Young matchup, right? Dylan Cease versus Justin Verlander. And it is interesting how we use numbers as language in baseball. We always have 300 hitter, 200 strikeouts, whatever you want to say. Take a look at Cease versus Verlander the way we would normally look at a player. And that is Verlander has 136 innings, a 1.85. Dylan Cease has a 128 innings, pretty close, but Verlander has one more game, essentially, 8 more innings, and a 1.96. That looks really close. But not all earned runs are accounting for all the runs. How about RA9? That's runs allowed per 9. It's the same thing as ERA, but we're using the unearned runs. You'll see, in many cases, one pitcher will give up a lot more runs that, it's as if they never happened and they're not attached to a guy. Verlander has a 2.38 RA9. Dylan Cease has a 2.66. Now allow us to dig in a little deeper and show you some of these unearned runs. Let's go back to June 9th. White Sox and Dodgers. It's the 5th inning, 4-0 White Sox. They're in good shape. Dylan Cease is on the mound, first and second. Austin Barnes is at the plate, hits this ground ball. Here's Jake Berger. Got away from him. Kind of ate him up a little bit. We could play hitter error with that, right, John?
That's an error.
That's all right. It was ruled an error.
There's a potential double play. He's off the field.
Ate him up a little bit. Bases loaded, 1 out. All right, ruled an error. Mookie Betts strikes out. So Cease now 2 outs. All the ensuing runs, if they score, will be unearned. Freddie Freeman, 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Those are unearned runs. So, all right, that error could have ended that inning. Trey Turner, though, hold on. Still 2 outs. Infield single, a run scores. It's 4-3. Max Muncy, we're not done yet. Second and third, 2 outs, drops this. At some point, John, is he responsible for any of these runs? Any of them?
Well, technically, he's not.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Will Smith, he walks him. So, look, Tony La Russa comes out, takes Cease out. He brings in a relief pitcher. Cody Bellinger with the bases loaded, wild pitch. So, now his runs are getting cashed in on him. And that comes in. But they're unearned runs. 6 unearned runs. Tom, you have these votes frequently for a Cy Young. How closely do you look at the unearned run thing?
Yeah, you look at, listen, if I'm a pitcher, I'd much rather have the Houston defense behind me, which is elite, than the White Sox defense, which is not elite. Yeah. So that does play into it. I don't think, if it's that close, it could be a deciding factor. But I look at whip, and I think Verlander is way ahead of Cease. Cease is not in the top 10 in the American League. So right now, I think it's Justin Verlander who's ahead of Dylan Cease. Long way to go. Mm-hmm. But it's funny, you bring up the language of the game, and numbers do speak a certain language, right? And I think certain games do as well, right? This can make an impression on somebody.
Oh, head-to-head tonight.
Head-to-head, where everything is directly in front of you. One guy's a great game, the other guy's out in the 3rd or 4th inning. Not to say it's going to be decided tonight, but it leaves an impression.
I've seen Cy Young races where going into the last start of the season, a guy has a 1.95 ERA. He'll just give up a few runs in a game that really doesn't mean a lot. You give up 3 or 4 runs, and his ERA will go over 2. And you look at it differently at that point. Yeah. So I'm saying, if you look at Cease, it's like that. His ERA is closer to 2.66 than a 1.95 for me.
I think you should count everything, including the runs that are earned and unearned. So I would say, Verlander is ahead either way. I think Verlander has just been the best pitcher. And what's interesting is Cease is the guy who leads the league in strikeouts. Verlander has been known as a strikeout artist, and he has not nearly as many strikeouts, but he's got a lower ERA, lower whip. He leads in both categories, and of course, he leads in that all-important category.
Wins.
Are we allowed to say
I did that just for you. I did it for you.
There's no win-loss records that we show on our full screens. We will show you some of the more applicable numbers. Look, what a guy is, I've seen a few guys this year have outlandish win-loss records. I know they earn that. But here's RA9 WAR, runs allowed per 9, with the innings mixed in. We'll give you the ERA 2. We'll give you the innings pitched. These are the top guys in the American League. Tom, what do you look at here? Alek Manoah actually moves up. Shane McClanahan, a 4.2. And Cease is right there, RA9 WAR. Shohei Ohtani has been fantastic, but he's got 117 innings with a 2.69. So it seems like this is Verlander's at this point.
Yes, I'm a little bit surprised that Justin Verlander's his innings are where they're at, because a lot of times this year Houston has used a 6-man rotation, but he's consistently pitching deep into games when he does get the ball. So the fact that he's got an edge on Cease right now in innings, at first glance I was surprised, but because he's out there all the time in the 7th, 8th inning, I shouldn't be.